Arun was like many others his age, full of dreams, but often restless and uncertain about life's direction. He had tried many things in his life, but somehow nothing seemed to work out. When he was younger, he dreamed of becoming a great musician, but his flute broke during a village festival, and he took it as a sign that music was not for him. Later, he wanted to start farming, but a flood washed away the crops in his first year, and he gave up thinking, maybe I am just not meant for success. Slowly, Arun began to believe that his life had no meaning. One evening, sitting by the riverbank, he muttered to himself, if God exists, why is my life so empty? Why has He given me nothing but failures? Maybe there is no plan for me at all. His old neighbor, a wise man named Hari, overheard him. Hari had seen Arun grow up, and he knew that the boy's heart was good, but his patience was thin. He walked up to him and said, Arun, do you know how rivers carve valleys? Arun shrugged. By flowing for thousands of years, I suppose. Hari smiled. Exactly. But imagine if the river stopped flowing just because it hit a rock. There would be no valley, no life. God's plan for you is like that river. It keeps flowing, even if you see only rocks ahead. Arun didn't understand completely, but those words stayed with him. One hot afternoon, Arun decided to walk deep into the forest to escape the heat. The air was cooler there, and the smell of damp earth somehow calmed him. He wandered for hours until he stumbled upon a strange sight, an old wolf with only 2 legs lying in the shade. Arun's first thought was, how does this creature even survive? It can't hunt, can't run. Just as he was thinking this, a lion emerged from the trees, carrying a piece of fresh meat in its mouth. Arun froze in fear, climbing a tree for safety, but instead of attacking the wolf, the lion placed the meat gently in front of it and walked away. Arun's eyes widened. He whispered to himself, so, God even sends food to a crippled wolf. He truly takes care of all His creatures. A thought struck him. If God takes care of that wolf, surely He has a plan for me too. For the first time in months, Arun felt hope. He decided that he would stop struggling so hard and simply wait for life to bring him blessings. So Arun returned to the village and began living like the wolf, waiting for someone to bring him food, waiting for opportunities to come without effort. Days passed, weeks passed, nobody came. No food arrived miraculously at his doorstep. Soon his savings ran out, and hunger gnawed at his stomach. One day, exhausted and dizzy from not eating for 2 days, he collapsed on the roadside. An old sage who happened to pass by saw him and offered him water. After listening to Arun's story, the sage shook his head slowly. "My son, you misunderstood God's lesson," the sage said. "He didn't show you the wolf to tell you to live like one. He showed you the lion. You are strong, capable, and meant to provide for yourself and for others. God's plan for you is not to wait, but to act." Arun blinked. "But then why did he feed the wolf?" The sage smiled. "Because the wolf could not help itself, but you can. God gives to each according to their need, but He expects you to use the gifts He has given you. Sometimes His plan is for you to be the one carrying the meat." Those words struck Arun's heart like lightning. From that day forward, Arun decided he would no longer sit idle, waiting for miracles. Instead, he would become the lion in his own life. He started working in the fields again, this time with persistence. The first harvest was small, but he didn't quit. The second was better. The third brought enough surplus that he could share with the poor in the village. And strangely, as he worked, he began to see God's plan unfolding. It wasn't about sudden blessings falling from the sky. It was about becoming strong enough to bless others. One rainy evening, Arun found himself helping a stranded traveler whose cart had broken down near the river. The man turned out to be a merchant from a faraway city. Impressed by Arun's kindness, he invited him to work as his assistant. Arun accepted, and over the next few years he learned trade, leadership, and negotiation. He traveled to cities he had never dreamed of seeing. Every time he closed a successful deal or helped a struggling worker, he remembered the crippled wolf and the lion. I see it now, he thought. God's plan was never to make me dependent. It was to make me capable. One night, sitting under a starlit sky, Arun whispered a prayer. Lord, I understand now. Your plan for me wasn't hidden. It was waiting for me to open my eyes. You didn't want me to be the helpless wolf. You wanted me to be the strong lion who feeds the wolf. You wanted me to be the river that carves valleys, not the rock that blocks the flow. God's plan is not always about giving you what you want instantly. It's about shaping you into someone who can handle blessings responsibly. Misreading the signs can lead to stagnation. Seek wisdom before assuming you know the message. Your struggles may be preparing you to help others. Patience and persistence are part of the divine design. Sometimes you are the answer to someone else's prayer. If you feel lost right now, if life seems unfair, remember Arun's story. God may not be handing you the meat directly, but he might be training you to be the lion who hunts, the river that nourishes, the light that guides. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared, because God has a plan for you, one far greater than you can see today.